To all Teleradio Bandido viewers and listeners,
You can now watch Teleradio Bandido on our new YouTube channel, RJAM News.
hit the subscribe button and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you get notified when a new video gets uploaded. Don't miss out on our dynamite lineup.
May problema ka ba sa asawa, kaibigan, katrabaho, boss o negosyo? Tanong mo, sagot nila attorney. Mag-PM lang ng inyong problema at sasagutin iyan live ng abogado ng bayan na sina attorney Nikki De Vega at attorney Carlo Nicolas. Libreng payo ng abogado mula kina attorney Nikki at attorney Carlo. Ang Buhay at Batas ay isang programa na nagsasanib ng samut-saring mukha ng buhay at iba't ibang aspekto ng batas. Sabi nga nila, ang buhay ay parang batas. Paminsan mahirap, pero may abogadong tutulong sa iyo. Watch them every Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. on Teleradio Bandido, Channel 224 Sky Cable, Free to Air Channel 29, TV Plus Boxes, DZRJ 810 AM, Facebook.com/DZRJ 810 AM, or on
YouTube channel RJAM News.
Watch and tune into Opinyon Mo, Pakinggan Natin. Karapatan mo,
ang Frontliners, Damayan, Talakayan at Aksyon. Tuwing linggo, alas 3 ng hapon hanggang alas 4. Kasama si Jude Ika. Live sa DZRJ 810 AM Mega Manila, DZRJ Teleradio Bandido via Sky Cable Channel 224, TV Plus Boxes at Digital Radio Free to Air Channel 29. Sa Facebook, www.facebook.com DZRJ 810 AM. Sa YouTube,
RJAM News.
at Radio Garden App. Frontliners, Damayan, Talakayan at Aksyon!
issue.
Okay, good evening to everyone. It's been a while. I hope most, if not all, is social distancing and using their smarts. Okay, our goal is, guys, is of course zero COVID-19. Hold on, let me just check my chat because I have to see if our connections is okay. All right. So hi, Nell, I miss you. So anyway, again, our goal, guys, is to have zero COVID. I've been urging you at before the year ended last year to please don't bring 2020 to 2020 into 2021. And I'm just really wondering, from 500 cases of March last year, how come we are now going by the 15,000s? And not only that, our death has recorded 14,000 plus death yesterday. I don't think that is acceptable. So anyway, I'm urging everyone to be part of the solution. It's more fun, guys. It's really more fun that you are part of the building blocks of kicking COVID-19 out into our system, into our country. So, guys, be part of the zero COVID-19 campaign. Make it your own personal project, okay? So anyway, tonight, very hot ang topic natin today. I decided that I'm gonna be dedicating the hour to a full COVID-19 public service conversation, okay? But first, I want to give a special shout out to the safety protocol practitioners aside from the frontliners. You know, all these Juans and Juanas who sacrifice their simple joys first and who stay home, who do the Juans and Juanas who do voluntary lockdowns, and Juan and Juanas who don't make excuses why they can't stay home. You guys deserve more bountiful graces. So thus, I am sending and asking God for many blessings to you and your family. Remember that you and the frontliners are the real Filipino heroes. Okay. So meanwhile, guys, I want to welcome you all to Good, Great, Unstoppable, the Francine de las Alas Show. And I am your host, and we air live every Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. from DZRJ 8:10 a.m. And we urge you and encourage you to like and share our page, especially our show, because this show is all about, bringing positive life changing transformations in every Filipino, diba? That is our cause. So like and share our page. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's RJ News PH, so that you can be notified of fresh shows each time. Okay? So guys, I miss all of you. I wasn't here for the last 2 weeks because I couldn't think of any topic anymore. But I do my own writing, my own content. So I didn't want to go into a lot of COVID stuff. So, or I was looking for something more meaningful a more meaningful topic to share with you guys. So I miss all of you, and thank you for being here. Anyway, as early as about 5 or 7 days ago, going back to COVID-19, I saw a lot of posts on how COVID-19 has come closer to home. But alas, guys, 5 days later, it not only has come closer to home, but it has actually landed in our homes. In our building alone, we have already 2 asymptomatic cases, and in our families, both sides, my husband's side and our side, we have relatives who has contracted the virus. Okay, and the saddest, and most painful part of that for me, being a health and wealth and happiness advocate, is that we have been inviting them to be healthy and to be part of the happiest or the healthiest families on the planet. So, walang sisihan, ika nga, diba? But of course, guys, I've seen people, develop degenerative diseases pre-pandemic time over the years compared to us. And I'm not saying that we are maintenance drugs or meds. I'm just saying that if you have a chance to be healthier and it has been offered to you, take it. And those who have not, who doubt my word, right, and our training and our experience, most of them have some died, some have actually developed hypertension, a few had strokes, while I and my husband are still so far so good in the pink of health. So if you are going to be made to choose, guys, choose health, because choosing health is choosing life and having more time. Okay, so anyway, it used to bother me, especially up until 2 weeks ago, that the 99% pasaway, contribute to the multiplying daily cases of both deaths and new increasing cases of COVID-19 every day. Guys, remember also that a few weeks back, I have started to train myself to care only for the 1% who contribute to the demise of COVID-19 from every part of our country. Yeah, so and this 1%, I just really want to commend you, kudos to you, because you, the 1% who care and practice fighting COVID-19, as I said, are our real heroes along with all our frontliners. So I really pray for these individuals, and I really pray that more of your character and smarts like you be blessed and also become beacons of and role models, inspiring role models for every one of those who belong to the 99% who 99% na pasaway. Sorry, I was thinking of another word, but there's no other word for me right now. Anyway, so now, so speaking of the 1%, one of the things that has also been is being rolled out right now are the vaccinations. So I've seen Taguig, I've also seen Pasig, and senior citizens and those with comorbidities and the frontliners getting all their jabs. So what's sad, I'm really happy about this because at least there's already a silver lining. It's just kind of sad because it's still slow and it's Sinovac. And sorry, and not sorry at the same time. I'm really not a fan of China. So I'm just really wondering why our rollout is very slow. I hope that we can get all the other vaccines that's not from the mainland. Maybe we just have to be patient, and the reason could be that there's not enough uh, frontliners who can cover the millions of Filipinos that need to be vaccinated, and also maybe we lack the resources for it, diba? To roll it out in a speedy manner. Okay, so let us hope that the vaccinations of most, if not all, stop the virus in its tracks. And when I was writing this reminded me, especially of those who are taking the vaccines, who have taken the vaccines, those who are not anti-vaxxers, those who are, you are really again saving many lives. So kudos to all of you who are getting the vaccines. Okay. So anyway, because with all these COVID-19s, one of the sad, most unfortunate thing also is that we are fighting left and right. We are, what do you call this? We are criticizing the government left and right. It's parang gobyerno na lang ang parating mali. I'm not saying, of course, our government needs a lot of work, but as I always say, we Filipinos outnumber the government officials and government employees. So it's still up to us to uphold, diba, what's best for our country. So and recently, if you notice that we have gone on lockdown and on a few provinces around us, and the sad thing about these negative comments, these divisive comments, is that they have, of course, they continue to reinforce the idea that there is no choice in this situation. Guys, you know what? I encourage everyone to seek, but if these ECQs, of course, you have to realize and you have to realize and accept the fact as fast as you can that COVID-19 is something that might stay here a little bit longer. It might even last until 2023, and or maybe until 2025, because you know what? The COVID-19 will not stay here if we behaviorally correct ourselves, right? If we use our smarts. Unfortunately, because it's as I said, this is largely a behavioral virus or disease. It's if we, unless we change, unless we sacrifice for our country, right, and for our communities, for whether they're loved ones or friends or family, diba? Then that's the only time that we can really, really successfully take COVID out of our system. So that having said, that means that there will be a lot of businesses closing, a lot of people losing their jobs, and that with that, the a lot of people, there are so many saying that life is hard, that there's nothing that can be done, that they're so poor. I have about two people who brazenly asked me for money. I don't even know them from Adam, right? So here's the thing. So please, I encourage everyone, right? Because one of the things that was hardest hit aside from health was our economies. So it's not true that there's no choice in the situation. So I really encourage everyone to seek and build legit, moral, ethical, long-term solutions to your daily challenges that COVID-19 has highlighted, as highlighted, especially in your personal economies. Please, I really encourage everyone, do not believe that there's nothing that you can do. Guys, in our company alone, I've already been encouraging everyone, there is a legit, non-traditional business that uh, can give you 1 million a month in a pandemic, right? All you have to do is take out your arte, your assumptions, and your fear, and work with us. Collaborate, cooperate, coordinate with us. Should you decide to uh, do this business? But again, for as long as there are economies that are thriving, new economies, in fact, that are thriving, non-traditional economies that are thriving, that means there is a choice. Okay? Please don't believe that there is nothing, don't believe claims and the same mindsets or the same attitude that there's nothing that can be done. In this day and age, what I want to remind everyone is that there are many ways to earn income and thrive, even if it's in small ways. Okay? Kahit na fishball lang po yan, pwede. Online. Maximize that. If you want to earn big, then let's do our business together. But if you want to do it small ways, that's okay, for as long as you're able to meet the basic needs of your family, then that's fine. Okay, just for as long as you are doing something about it. Remember, guys, if trip mo to, you can still become rich even if it's lockdown, even if it's pandemic, because lockdown is only outside, it's not inside. It's our attitude that will determine our survival and how we are going to thrive and flourish. It's not set by the outside or the external condition. Okay, so remember, may nagwa 1 million pa. So okay, so this is another thing that I want to emphasize. Your government never stopped you from making, never stopped any of us from making our lives better. Okay, diba? I mean, anyone can set up a business. They'll probably, maraming corrupt who will probably ask you for lagay, di ba, when you're setting up a business or when you're paying your taxes, di ba? But the thing is, the point is you can always make more money so that wala ka nang paki dun sa taxes. Think of your taxes as your tithing. So you don't have you don't have to give to the church anymore or to the communities, because the taxes will answer that. Di dun ka na lang mag-contribute. Okay? So anyway, if you still want to do philanthropic causes, you can go for a bigger and more solution-oriented that will help mankind in terms of health, in terms of poverty. Doon ka na lang mag-philanthropic. But again, so just to remind you that you can make your lives better anytime you start and want it. Okay? There are many opportunities out there. Don't wait. Use this time and this challenge to build your lives and even your dreams, kasi pwede po talaga. Okay? Anyway, so now it's already 7:20, so I'm really glad that our signal is cooperating with us. So maraming salamat, PLDT. I hope you do this again every single day. Okay? So now we are on to our actual conversation, our COVID-19 public service. The cases of death yesterday was 14,000 plus. So I'm no longer surprised, di ba? Pero buwisit kasi pwede namang iwasan. I'm frustrated, I'm disappointed, but not surprised. In fact, I already said that, you know what, in the next 2 months, unless we don't change, we're gonna reach 30,000 cases a day. So can you imagine how many deaths that will be? In India alone, they've recorded 126,000 cases in one day. You know what? What's common between us and India? We have no discipline. Okay? We have no discipline. So if we ever reach that number, wala po tayong sisisihin, but not the government, not the frontliners, not the medical community, pero tayo lang po. Okay? So to the rest who are easy targets of the virus because of your lack of discipline, lack of faith in yourself, lack of effort to build new ways so that you don't have to go out, build new ways to create an income from the home. I would like to reiterate to this 99% out there who has a tendency to self-destruct that this PSA may be just what you are waiting for or could help you. Diba? Redirect in a more proactive, more productive, more helpful ways to not just help yourselves but to also help us defeat COVID-19 in our midst. Okay. So anyway, more warning. Okay, once you unhear this, you cannot unhear it anymore. Okay, you cannot make excuses na wala nang magagawa. Okay, so if you're not ready to create changes, diba? If you want to make your life and your family's life vulnerable, ma'am, balikan nyo na lang po to. Okay? Mamaya na lang po kayo ulit makinig sa RJ. Just kidding. Anyway, for starters, guys, COVID-19 is most of it is a simple common sense challenge. Okay? I don't believe that we are stupid kasi tama nga si Panelo, di ba? Wala namang mamamatay sa gutom. And look, 1 year later, ang mga Pilipino namaraan, we found ways creatively so that we can feed ourselves and sustain ourselves and our family. So, again, this is a simple common sense challenge. First and foremost, if we put our heads into it, most likely we are not vulnerable and not easy targets. So all you have to do is stay home and increase your with that common sense challenge, if you stay home, you increase your survival by 95% at the very least, if not 100%. Okay? So remember that, you cannot unhear this. So for all of you, 99% who tend to self-destruct and make their lives vulnerable and the Filipinos vulnerable because of your pasaway tendencies, if you decide to do this, if you follow the thread of this advice, this could really be beneficial for your family. Okay? So aside from your social distancing, work from home setups, face shields, face masks, and disinfecting, take on the following because these are doable and because these are doable and are potential solutions, okay, to your limiting situation right now brought on by the COVID-19 pandemics and lockdown. Number one, for you not to be vulnerable, not to be easy targets, guys, you can actually go on your personal lockdown for 4 weeks or more. Okay, let's start with that first. I've said early on that COVID-19 is a highly behavioral contagion. Is there a contagion? Anyway, it's a highly behavioral virus, okay? It does not come to you. You come to it. So it's just waiting for you to walk into its lair, okay? I encourage you to go on your personal lockdown. Kami guys, before this personal lockdown was being circulated 2 weeks ago, we already started our lockdown 2 weeks earlier than that. Okay, all things being considered, kasi guys, preparation and taking lessons from the first ECQ are possible and doable. So this was actually already a protocol we implemented even after the ECQ and even the first ECQs ended last, I think, June. So of course, I saw for myself that within those first 3 months of ECQ, because there were no tricycles, there were no transportations. That's how we go to the. That's we don't have a car because we don't like the traffic. But we prefer to just commute where there's a driver. So So we got used to going to any groceries around in our area using tricycle. But because there were no tricycles around that time, I saw that I could actually walk uh, 1.2 to 1.5 kilometers to and back here to the condo with all my grocery bags, in tow. So I saw that I could actually adjust. Another one is that I could that if I also saw that I didn't have to go to the groceries because many of the stuff that we need, like even the salt or what, we can buy it from 7-Eleven or mini stop or in friendly neighborhood tiny vegetable vendors. So I saw also that I didn't really have to go to the grocery to buy meats or did not have to go to the wet market myself to buy meats and seafoods because there were a lot of online palenques suppliers, fresh meats and fresh seafood suppliers and fresh vegetables and fruit suppliers that we could try. Diba? And you know what? My supplier from ECQ last year is still my supplier today. We have actually become friends. So what else? So there are many things there. So and I also saw when the start of the ECQ, I knew because it's cough and pretty much I'm familiar with the duration of how when you contract cough, how long it lasts, and I'm pretty much familiar with. We have our own what do you call this first aid kit, diba? Our therapy kit when we get coughs prior to the pandemic because we don't get sick, but the time that we had cough, I don't like having cough, so I observed. I made my own personal observation in my own experience of its pattern, diba? Of its healing pattern. So based on that, I also had our first aid kit, diba? From Bactidol, from salt, Epsom salt, gargle, what else, and also from cold medicine, even Lola Remedios. We had all those things prepared. So all those lessons. Then I also one of the realization also because of the increasing numbers of cases that time, and not just in the Philippines but around the world, especially in Italy and the US. We also saw that because there was no vaccine, we also saw that it's not going to be that this is going to be a law. This is going to be a long haul problem. So that means it's not going to go away in 3 months. So because of that, we also saw that it's easier to accept the fact and make solutions, make adjustments, prepare whatever kit, diba? Or whatever income transitions from employment to work from home. Uh, do all those things. So come at the end of ECQ last June, we had all these things in place. So now we're just executing them voluntarily, right? And we haven't gone out. We haven't gone out. We stay home we stay home. Period. Even my husband, I asked him if he could ask his company if that we are going on voluntary lockdown, if he can work from home, since they've done that already, so they pretty much know their dynamics already. So fortunately, the company, without when my husband was going to ask for that, the company itself decided to go on a voluntary lockdown at the same time when we were starting also. So again, lockdown is not a problem. Going on a personal lockdown is not a problem. The problem is when we think that there's nothing we can do about it. The problem is when we don't adjust to it, when we don't accept facts. So everything that so if you want so first what do you call that? Don't don't think that if you go on a personal lockdown, that the prob that your don't let your problems, economy especially, stop you from going on a personal lockdown, because there's something that you can do about it. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, guys, make, oh, ito na yon. This is the answer already. If you go on a personal lockdown, make money, and even magpayaman ka from home. Okay, since economies were the first hit, or the really really shattering collateral damage, this is the first thing to do aside from protecting our health. Of course, health is given, right? We really have to take care of our health. Well, given to the 1%, to the one, not the 99%. Anyway, so guys, learn from the online businesses and income ideas and opportunities that have mushroomed during ECQ and the pandemic. You have to be enterprising. All things being equal, I will still recommend, guys, that our industry of non-trad, because of its culture of tulungan and sky's the limit income, are still the best industry to check out. Ang pipiliin nyo basta legit, moral, ethical, wag pera-pera. So ito, I've said this before and Show Me the Money show. I've learned this, that if you do go into the direct marketing industry, you have to check if the company, the credentials, the credibility, the integrity of all these things, the company, the product, and the compensation plan, plus the the team, the greatest team on the planet must belong to it. Okay, so hindi pwedeng other companies will be maganda yung company pero pangit yung product. Maganda yung product pero pangit yung company. 'Di ba? Or pangit yung compensation plan. Some will have the right team pero pangit yung all three. Hindi pwede yun, guys. So when I started this business, when I started to go into this industry and in our business, these are the four facta. Di ba may trifecta? Ito yung four facta. I had the great company, through the roofs, ang integrity niya, and as well as the product and the comp plan and the team. So ayan. So I'm not yet the best of the best here, but I have learned to fight and fight and fight, and I got better and better and better and better because the team was there. I could not have done it without them. Okay, so if you're going to look to go check out this indirect marketing industry, that's what you look for, the four facta. Okay, so anyway, again, be enterprising. Don't make an excuse. Now that if you should, let's say, if you plan to go on a voluntary lockdown, like, diba, and even if the government has no call for it, you can actually prepare already ahead of time, like coming up by being enterprising 2 weeks or 1 month before your own personal lockdown. That is what we did, guys. 2 weeks, we knew that we were already going to go on a personal lockdown. So medyo naging enterprising na lalo si mother nyo, diba? I became more enterprising to secure certain income for the basic needs at the very least. Because what do we need when we go on a personal lockdown? We just have to make sure that there's food on the table, make sure that there's money for the bills, right? The utilities, and what else? And maybe the rent. So for many Filipinos out there, I don't think we have the same expense, right? Because our pag-ibig is, it's like 1 month salary already. So, but because it's pag-ibig, so that's basically a rent equivalent. So kayo, guys, make an enterprise plan and project already, so that if you go for a personal or a voluntary lockdown, you are set. You already have stash, diba, or stocks or funds for your bills and for your food. Okay, kaya nga I said that's why I said you can't make an excuse na wala kayong magagawa, because nagagawa namin. Ako nga, kahit 5,000 lang ang i-earn ko, food lang naman for 1 month, di ba? Diba? Or let's say, meron na akong savings ng money, pambayad ng Meralco, at what else? Ng associations namin, yun lang. So I have to just address some of those things. So guys, it's doable. Diba? So again, also this is proof that it's all about using our heads. Namadaan na rin lang tayo during the first ECQ, nangutang-utang-utang, might as well be enterprising and para hindi na utang yung way of life natin every time we have either ECQ or when we go on voluntary lockdowns. Okay? Number 3, everything in COVID 19 transmission and situation are all, IQ. All right. So we need to apply ourselves mentally because it will save our lives on most times in most situation. Okay. So one of the things that you have to do, because this is health aside from your income, you have to set up your health protection cabinet or your kit, your health kit. So make sure that you have your nutritionals and your first aid kit meds and oral cleansing kit, okay? And your protection, your gears, your safety gears. So a week ago, my sister sent me this Bloomberg article on how to stay a step ahead, the kind of protocol. And I was really, really, really proud kasi pang World Health level pala yung plinano ko na lessons ko and application after ECQ. So it turns out that many of the suggestions there I had already drawn up and has already been implementing even after. So this is how I validated that our savior, our savior is us, diba? How we approach the situation, how we accept the situation, and how we work the situation around so that we both our health and our wealth and our families can thrive. All right. So number 4, this is one of the hardest hit, di ba? So mga pang EQ to. Mental health while being cooped up at home is also something that, one of the lessons also of ECQ, di ba? So we can't say that it's ECQ again, the pandemic is here and boo, there's nothing that, we just can't. If we not for the clinical, okay, so categorically speaking, if we have a tendency to self-sabotage and then also and be depressed and compound our problems, or because we're self-sabotagers and because we compound our problems because when we do get into the depression mode, we wallow and not find our, build solutions and not find our. If we used to do that during pre-pandemic, that is actually look at it as parang we used to do that during pre-pandemic. That's okay. That's okay, diba? But if let's say when we enter the pandemic period, the lockdowns and the quarantine, I think it would be doubly damaging if we allow the quarantine to railroad, right, our inner peace and our peace of mind. So I remember I had a topic on depression, and many times depression is a solution, a compounding situation that we have compounded because because many of our reasons for our depression are all self-made, diba? Or problems that we have not addressed, problems that we just keep turning our backs on. So unfortunately, with the pandemic, if we still don't recognize that we need to solve as many problems that are within the range of our depression, it's just going to compound. So now is the time to flex, diba? To make to be your own hero. Okay, so if you are one of those who have a tendency to be depressed, okay, so I'm only talking about those who are not clinical, okay? Because pag clinical, talagang that's chemical or biochemical already, and that's more difficult. So what you need to do is, of course, these are your kit. Prepare releasing exercises and ritual activities, right? Meditate. You can do dance. You can do affirmations. You can read books. You can learn to play guitar or musical instruments. You can learn something new, right? Or join our business, because I'm telling you, we have the happiest people on the planet because Diba? We really lift each other up. San ka pa? Walang chismis bawal. Anyway, so have join read the Bible if that's if that floats your boat. Pray the rosary if that gives you a calming healing effect, because it does to me. 'Di ba? Have a healthy support system. Wag yung don't be chismosa so that you won't be attracted to other chismosas. Okay? Don't be nega so you won't be attracted to other nega. So, because what happens is if you're already depressive and your support system is also people who are weak emotionally and mentally and cognitively, those who get swayed right away by nega, that's not a healthy support system. So if you think that you are one of those who will be emotionally affected by the lockdowns and the pandemic, you have to make sure that you are surrounded by everyone who's going to lift you higher and really encourage you. Hindi yung i-sugarcoat or gagatungan. I have this friend, although hindi naman related sa pandemic yung kanya pero this friend of mine is going through a heartache, okay? And I had to he's my friend, and I had to coach him I had to guide him and coach him how the mental mechanics work, how the cognition work, and its relationship to the heart. And you know what, guys? I think about 7 days later, after just checking on him and giving him tips and directions, okay na siya. So when nagwi-withdrawal symptom yung partner niya, 'di ba? At after niyang dinedba for some time kasi he's going through his swimming period, he ayaw na niya. Parang he doesn't want to go back anymore to that situation. So ano yung point ko doon? My point there is many of our sadness, our brokenness, our woundedness is made by us and made by us. It's not thrown to us by God, because meron at merong thrown by God, but there's also always a way out, right? So we can fix ourselves. Okay, again, categorically speaking, I'm not talking about those who are clinically depressed. Okay, so but maybe if you're clinically depressed, half, right, of what I'm saying that we can help ourselves is applicable. Okay, so anyway, again, don't have a support system, nagagatungan yung issues nyo. That's why pala I shared my friend, because I never sugar-coated with this friend. I went straight to the point. I explained that this person that he likes already is saying in so many ways na ayaw sa kanya. Diba? So I've now become, by the way, a breakup expert. A breakup recovery expert. So anyway, naayaw sa kanya. So I also go straight to the point. You have to have friends. You need friends like that that can bluntly tell you the situation, and not just friends who will sugarcoat it, because it's not going to help. So have a healthy support system. Okay. Now, during the pandemic, also one of the way to take care of our health is whatever problems you've had pre-pandemic, let us not compound it in this time. Okay? So I just want to flex that this is actually our time to shine and rise. Okay? Number 5, that's another, my PSA for COVID, mindsets. Oh, wow, this is so important, right? In this pandemic time, we need to have a mindset that will remind us why we have to be a part of the solution. So the smartest mindset that you can live by and that you can remind yourself, so that we start caring for each other and do our own much needed sacrifice in work from home, stay home if you don't have to go out, is you owe me your life and I owe you my life. That's one mind. So every time you remember this, is that okay, if walang ibang sisisihin. Pag ako lumabas at nahawa ka, ako yung may kasalanan, 'di ba? Or pag nahawa ako yung lumabas, 'di ba? Hindi siya yung may kasalanan. So I owe you my life and you owe me your life. That's one mindset. And second, the other mindset that you have to remember, so that we stop bickering and stop dividing the country, the government can only do so much. We Filipinos, we citizens outnumber government officials and all government staff. Diba? So why you keep barking up the wrong tree? Diba? If you can't even, I'm gonna give you, give me one situation in your life na problema mo over and over, and I'm gonna challenge you to fix that. It's not gonna be overnight, especially when it comes to health and when it comes to wealth. So every time, let me just remind, if you can't, even getting up in the morning, right? Even working on your dream, the simplest thing, even if just exercising every day, you can't do that. So we have no business, if we can't fix ourselves, we have no business thinking that every government official and government personnel is perfect, right? So they have their own baggage too and crappiness. So why are we going to pass on the buck and say, "Hey, you're the one with the you can solve our problem. Make this happen." No, guys. The government can only do so much. If we keep doing that, we are not acknowledging. We are giving them the power and the door and the we are giving them the power and the opportunity to keep failing over and over, failing us over and over. Ayaw, gusto mo ba yon? Siyempre hindi, di ba? So, again, the mindset, come up with a mindset that will help you, that will remind you why you need to stay home, why you need to stay healthy, why you need to be smart during this pandemic, why you have to thrive during this pandemic, why you cannot come up with a mindset that's not going to make you an easy target to COVID-19. Okay? So this is one suggestion. I owe you. You owe me your life. Utang mo sa akin ang buhay mo. Okay? At utang ko rin ang buhay ko sa'yo. So tayong dalawa yung magtulungan by not being out on the streets. Or the government can only do so much. Mas marami ang Pilipino na kayang tulungan ang bawat isa kesa sa gobyerno. Alam na nga nating, di ba, then and now, regardless of who it is, who's seated, whose party is up, regardless, papalpak at papalpak pa yan. They all have their own baggage and self-limitation. They are all self-sabotagers. So why will we put our lives in their hands? Diba? Ikaw na yung gumawa nun, payaman ka para hindi mo kailangan lumabas. Diba? So that you can afford the vaccines, so that you can afford the healthiest nutritionals on earth, or the healthiest food on earth, or afford to set up your home gym, diba? Afford the vaccines, yan. Okay? So again, have the mindset, have a mindset to remind you of what you should be, who you should be, and along with your family during this pandemic. Okay? And number 6, when you need to go out, guys, ito, syempre may mga times na talaga kailangan ikaw talaga yung lalabas. Kami, we take turns. Okay? We take turns on going out, and matagalan talaga yung time. When you need, number 6, this is another PSA, when you need to go out, do the ninja moves, okay? In and out mode. Don't stay, don't linger. Diba? No pasyal, no parties. Come in and out as quickly as possible. Diba? While outside, even if you think COVID-19 is fake, it's not true, it's not happening, if you're not a scientific thinker, be at least a kind person. So observe standard protocols such as wear mask, face shield, social distance, and disinfect. Okay? So kung nasa labas ka na nilang ninja moves in and out, diba? Don't linger, don't stay, no party. And at the same time, if you don't believe in that the pandemic is real, be at least kind. Okay? Do the observe the standard protocols of safety. Diba? Ito pa. Number 7, PSA, get tested, especially if you're still a daily commuter or the designated errand runner. Diba? If you keep going out there, you go to work every day, because especially especially may mga companies that really, diba, ito rin yung bread and butter nyo, get tested every now and then. So please don't tell me, there was one one post that was talking about, was criticizing the government about how slow it was and blah blah blah, whatever. And then it was on the proper testing, and then I asked, can but maybe they don't know that you can actually go and get your own testing, that you don't have to wait for the government to do it. And then the reply was, ang mahal, diba? And so I thought it was 14,000 or 25,000, mga ganong testing. Then I asked, how much ba? The answer was 2,000. Sabi ko, ha, 2,000, konting kembot lang yan, diba? Tapos the comment was, not everyone can afford it. So guys, one of the things that you have to realize, it's been 1 year. Kung ang tema pa rin natin, 13 months later, hindi ko afford ang testing. It's not the testing that's our problem. We are the problem. We're the ones who didn't create the solution so we can afford our health. Okay? Sa second, ang pinopoint out ko doon, if the testing is expensive, huwag kang maiyak na hindi mo kaya yung 2,000. Mahiya ka na hindi mo kaya ang 2,000, na ang tagal-tagal na hindi mo siya pa rin kaya. Dapat nahihiya tayo sa sarili na, because this is a total insult to our God-given talent. Sobrang insulto to kay Lord na 2,000 hindi natin magawa ng paraan. Samantalang, you know what guys, I have demonstrated here already na you can make money in 5 days, 5,000 within 1 month. Diba? You just have to be creative, magbenta-benta ka. Be a retailer, be a reseller, be a business builder. Short term, kayang-kaya po. Okay? So if you don't have money now, give yourselves 2 months or 1 month, diba? Kung ilan kayo, especially magpa-test yung mga commuter, yung mga talagang lumalabas sa family. Give yourself 2 months and come up with a short-term income project, diba? Or income that will help you raise the fee for whatever testing kit or swab. Here's the thing, malamang yon magagastos mo. Okay? So again, kailangan mo tandaan, let's say you did come up with at least 4,000 for you and your partner or your kapatid kasi kayo yung commuter, pero nagastos mo naman. The point is, at least naka-raise ka ng pera na kaya pala. Kung nagastos mo siya, ikaw pa rin ang proof na you're really the problem. Diba? Because you're poor with money management. That's the other problem that you have to fix, because financial if you're always broke, that is one major causes of depression, kasi cyclical. Cyclical ang bills, cyclical ang needs, cyclical yung mga kailangan mong bayaran. Okay? So, ayan, get tested, especially if you are a daily commuter or a designated errand runner. Choose the one in the family, sa family nyo, kung sino yung uunahin sa testing, yung madalas lumabas. And then again, don't make it an excuse na walang pangbayad. Pwede yung projectin to, and then in 1 month or something, basta stay, diba, along with trying to be observing safety protocols, ipunin nyo yung pang-test. Okay? Number 8, guys, ito, leave ivermectin to the dogs and the linwa to the pharmacist. Do not encourage everyone if there are no valid official clinical studies. Diba? Hindi porke sinabi ni Ben-Hur ay tama. Remember, ako naman, Diyos ko day. Diba? As I said, this is about IQ. Para sa hayop, may bansa. At para sa hayop, may at sa diba, pag sinabi, this is about IQ. Oh, sorry, I am just trying to remember what I said. Diba? It's the term para sa hayop or banned substance, these are self-explanatory. The government, hindi naman nila pinagkakait that the solution to COVID-19, it has to be yung tamang medication. Yun lang po, 'di ba? Kasi guess what? If the government did allow you, and I think they already, diba, did that, you can actually buy it over the counter. I don't know but check it out. If they do allow you tapos namatay or pumalpak or nagka-seizure, that's what happens sa ivermectin. If nagka-seizure, at maraming cases na ganun, di ba sisisihin nyo rin government kasi hindi ka naman positive thinker eh. Nega ka nga, nasa 99% ka nga eh, di ba? So if you must take ivermectin, don't encourage everyone or take linwa, wag na. Di ba? Gusto ko sabihin is, kung pwede na pala yung ivermectin, baka mamaya pag may nagsabing isang Lysol spray pwedeng pang oral mouthwash. Di ba? Tatakin niyo ba? Parang ganun lang din yon, di ba? And what's so sad is I've been telling everyone, please check out, di ba? Check out our company because it's really science-based, not based on market hype. The products are really good. Ito na lang yung pagkagastosan nyo kasi healthy siya at pinag-aralan pharmaceutical grade quality, di ba? So you are assured that the highest purity, highest quality, and highest safety. Pati yun ang pagbigyan niya. So sinabi lang ni Ben-Hur, tapos kahit palpak, kahit mali di ba? So think guys, think. Basta at the end, huwag niyong i-share at huwag niyong aawayin ng gobyerno, pinoprotektahan kayo niyan. And at the same time, kung gusto niyo siyang i-take, di ba, kayo na lang. Wag na kayong mandamay pa tapos kasi wala namang valid studies and valid peer review. So okay, so next, get vaccinated. So to the 99%, it's been a year that it has been a year and we can really beat COVID-19 with smarts and discipline as we wait for vaccines. Pero now that the vaccines are there, try to get vaccinated. Of course, there are unfortunate cases na I've read the people that have died because of COVID pero naka first dose na, not because of the dose kasi tama-tama they were waiting for the second dose. So tawag dito. Pero the vaccine is still your best next best solution. All right? Next best solution. So get vaccinated. So all right? So ayan. So those are my nine tips for public service tips on how we can beat COVID-19, diba? Together by being just smart about it. Okay? So what you just have to do, okay, so basically, guys, you have to jumpstart your new normal priorities. While we have not yet returned to the pre-pandemic times where, we can go out and party, go to Boracay, travel, eat out with our friends, go to Starbucks. While we can't do that yet, we have to jumpstart our new normal priorities first. Okay? We have to accept that lockdowns is going to happen, cases will surge, and most importantly, we have to recognize that this is largely a behavioral breakout. Okay, so if a lot of this is dependent on how we cooperate with what the government is saying. Okay. So anyway, so jumpstart your new normal priorities until that day comes when we can go back to normal. Kung okay na lahat, like, Australia, what else? Other countries, who else is up there? I think Vietnam, diba, is one of also the top, and Taiwan there, diba? Saya-saya nga ng buhay nila. Anyway, so to the 1% who is on the right track but is still putting together your new normal strats and protocols for thriving, I hope that the suggestions that I have made here, that you can work these tips into your practice and new way of normal. Remember, let your smarts, not your fear, guide you to safety, and let it guide you to a thriving life even in these times, because I guarantee you, pwede po talaga. To the 99% who make it difficult for the government and the people, it is simple. The other way of it is either becoming a COVID-19 victim or one of the death stats. You choose. So this is DJ Chin, and I'm saying good night, and may we all be alive, diba? When I come back here next Saturday, tayo lahat, that you guys are still here and will still and well, and may we all be alive and well, and till the COVID-19 is merely a distant memory for all of us. So bawal nang mamatay dahil sa COVID, at bawal nang magka-COVID. Say that to yourself over and over and over. Sasabihin mo, matalino ako, kaya ko to. Okay? So, this is DJ Chin, and I'm saying good night, and I see you guys next Saturday. I promise to be here, and maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Okay? Stay safe, Stay alive, stay well, stay moneyed, stay healthy, stay selfless, and stay happy. This is DJ Chin saying good night and see you next time.
The views and comments